What's up, guys? It is Corey from SuperKamiGuru9000, and welcome to my review of Bleach, Chapter 527. And remember, guys, before you watch this video, make sure and check out the review of the Dragon Ball Z movies me and Christian are reviewing. We have already reviewed the first two films, Dragon Ball Z Dead Zone and Dragon Ball Z The World's Strongest. I'll put an annotation in the link above and in the description box below. This was a near-perfect chapter of Bleach this week, and that's because one of my favorite characters is finally about to learn the name of his sword. That's right. Kenpachi Zaraki is finally going to learn the name of his sword and become one of the most insanely powerful characters in the series. But before we actually get to that, there's a little bit of stuff at the beginning between the battle of him and Unohana. It looks like it's actually coming to a conclusion. Now, I can't quite tell if she's actually going to be killed in this battle because they sort of cut away to something before we get to see. But what is interesting to note here is that Kenpachi is freaking out. He is pissed. And it's not necessarily because he's sad that Unohana is dying. It's more about the fact that he can't kill her anymore. She's about to die. He wants to continue fighting. He's basically getting high off of this. And Unohana can tell that he's sort of enjoying this, and she's lamenting on the fact that this is the way you've always been, and I think you're the perfect person to be the brand new Kenpachi. And I feel good finally passing on the title to you. And we get some other weird flashbacks within a flashback within a flashback, kind of like what's going on with Naruto this week. We get to see some stuff with Kenpachi, him hanging out with Yachiru, hanging out on his shoulder, and fighting against this other really weird big dude. And I'm really not quite sure where this is going to go. I'm sure they're going to open that up a little bit later. What is interesting is during this flashback, you can see that his sword is actually finally beginning to speak to him, and Kenpachi's like, "Who the fuck are you? What is going on?" And that's when we get that really awesome panel where we get Kenpachi on one side and his sword on the other, and he is about to reveal his name. And when I was reading this, I was really, really excited. I'm like, holy crap, this is like the one thing I've been waiting for the longest time in Bleach. We're finally going to get Kenpachi's sword's name, and boom! We cut right away to Ichigo training again, and it's not a bad thing. I just really want to know what's going on with Kenpachi. This is just another one of those shonen hooks that's going to keep you reading. Back in the Zero Division, we get to see that Ichigo is training with Renji, and Renji seems to be alright. You know, it looks like he's going through this. He battled with the Asauchi, and he's fine, but Ichigo is in Strugglesville right now. He's all beat up and bloodied, and he doesn't quite know why he isn't winning. And Namaya is there, and he's like, you know what, dude, you suck. And he's just laying all these rhymes on his ass because that's what black characters do in anime. They rap. That's just the way it is. So Namaya is just like pissed off at Ichigo, and he's like, I'm tired of this. I'm tired of you taking forever to do this. So he uses this really crazy technique, this almost bijou ball looking thing that he launches right at Ichigo, and it instantly teleports him away to God knows where. And that's where the chapter comes to a close. Now, this was a really good chapter for me, but there were some things I wish would have been smoothed out a little bit more. First and foremost, the Kenpachi stuff. That's what really matters this week. That's the stuff I think everybody's going to be talking about. That's the stuff that really entertained me, because Kenpachi is my favorite character. And we've been wanting to learn what his sword's name is going to be for the longest time, because he's such an obnoxiously powerful character, so now he's going to become even more crazy. And just getting to see the way he's reacting to Unohana being killed is actually pretty interesting. The flashback within a flashback, like I said, I'm sure we'll get back to that stuff later on, so I'm interested to see what's going to happen there. Maybe get to learn a little bit more about the past with him and Yachiru. The stuff with Ichigo, though, that's the stuff I think kind of brought this chapter down for me a little bit, but it's a necessary evil. It's one of those shonen hooks, the things that make us want to keep reading. You know, we do want to know what's going on with them, but at the same time, we still want to find out what's going to be going on with Kenpachi, so it's sort of a double whammy here. I can't wait to see where Ichigo is being sent. I'm sure there's a higher plan here because, let's face it, Ichigo's the main character. He's got plot armor. So it wasn't a perfect chapter, so I'm going to drop an 8 out of 10 on this one for me. It was pretty good. Bleach fans, you need to check this one out. It's going to be a milestone chapter because Kenpachi is about to learn the name of his sword. So did you guys enjoy this week's chapter of Bleach? You can let me know with your comments below. Remember, guys, as always, make sure and hit that like button and give this video a thumbs up. It's one of the best ways to support SuperKamiGuru9000. That concludes this review today. SuperKamiGuru9000, out.